Hey guys, Bob here from Raw Strength and Muscle, and today I'm going to tell you how I work out to get maximum gains, specifically in my upper body workout. Okay, so the way that I structure my upper body workouts is I use 4 different exercises in a specific order. First, I do weighted parallel grip pull-ups. Okay, then I do dips. Then I do body weight rows with additional weight on rings. And then after that, I do ring push-ups. Now, the reason why I do these 4 exercises in this order is because the first 2 exercises are the heaviest, hardest compound exercises that use the most muscle, okay? People call it the dip, the squat for the upper body, because like a squat, you use every lower body pushing muscle when you do a squat. It's the same thing with the dip. You use your shoulders, you use your chest, you use your triceps. All your upper body pushing muscles are used when you do a dip, okay? Well, if the dip is the squat for the upper body, then the pull-up is the deadlift for the upper body. Just like when you do a deadlift, you use all lower body pulling muscles, okay? When you do a pull-up, you use all of your upper body pulling muscles. You hit your biceps, you hit your rear, you hit your lats, okay? Now, the reason why I do my pull-ups before I do my dips is because my back is weaker than my chest, okay? My biceps are weaker than my triceps, etc. Okay, my pulling movements are weaker, so I do them first when I have the most energy, when I have the most focus. Okay, the way I structure these 2 exercises is I do a 5x5 system where I use 5 reps for 5 sets. I start off with a lightweight, 5 reps. I could do a lot more, but I do it for 5 reps. Okay. Then I do heavier weight until I get to my working weights. Okay. I need to do the warm-up sets. Okay, I can't just jump into work sets because I want to make sure my muscles are warmed up. I also want to make sure I have a good mind-muscle connection. That's actually, for me, the most important part, is making sure I get my form down, making sure that by the time I get to the heavy sets, that my mind-muscle connection and my form is down. So that's how I see myself not getting hurt, not because I raise my body temperature or something, okay? So I concentrate doing my warm-up sets, and then I start doing my heavy sets, okay? And the reason why I do my pull-ups and then my dips and then my rows and then my push-ups, and I don't do just like pull-ups and rows and then dips and push-ups, is because, first of all, dips are also a really hard exercise. I'm stronger at dips than I am at pull-ups, okay? But it's a very hard exercise. You use a lot of weight when you get strong with it, okay? So I don't want to do any like lesser exercises until I get the big 2, the pull-ups and the dips in, okay? Because that's where I'm gonna use the most weight, okay? Another reason is when you do an upper body pulling movement like pull-ups, okay? And then you do an upper body pushing movement like dips, what you're doing is you're giving your pulling muscles a little bit of a break. Okay, so by doing pulling muscles and then pushing muscles and then pulling muscles and then pushing muscles, I'm going to warm my pulling muscles up, do my dips. I'm going to keep them warm. I mean, I'm still moving my body around. I still get the mind muscle connection going on. I'm still keeping my blood flowing, but I'm really giving my biceps and my lats a rest. So when I come back after the dips to do the rows, I'm really rested. Okay, all my biceps, my lats, and everything are rested from the time that I spent doing the dips. Okay, and the same thing with the dips. When I do the dips, I work out my chest, triceps, shoulders. Then I take a break, so to speak, when I'm doing the rows, and then I can hit the push-ups on the rings that much harder. Okay. There is a difference between horizontal and vertical pulling, horizontal and vertical pushing, okay? When you do the parallel grip pull-ups with a shoulder width grip, you're basically using your biceps and your lats at about the same time. Because I've said it before, the wider you have your arms, the more you use your lats. The narrower you have your arms, the more you use your biceps. If you're pronated grip, you use your lats more. If you're supinated grip, you use your biceps more. So by going halfway in between together and apart, shoulder width, halfway between pronated and supinated, parallel grip, you're using like the best of both worlds, getting maximum stimulation in your biceps and in your lats, okay? So That is a really good biceps and lat exercise. But when you lay back and you do your rows, what you're getting out of your rows is you're getting a lot in your upper back, you're getting a lot in your rear delt, things that you don't really hit when you're doing pull-ups. You hit them, but not as much. Okay, so to balance out your shoulder muscles, both aesthetically and to prevent a strength or muscle imbalance, you need to do both vertical and horizontal pushing and pulling. The same thing with doing the dips. I mean, you hit your chest when you're doing dips, okay? But when you do push-ups, you hit the chest a lot more. I mean, it's a really good chest exercise, especially if you come down on the dips, on the push-ups, and then you squeeze the rings together and actually touch the rings together at the top of every rep. Really good chest exercise. Yes, it still hits the triceps. It hits the side delt less than a dip does, but it really hits the chest. It's a really good exercise for that. Okay. And another thing is the way that I do my rest in between sets and the way that I do my repetitions. Okay. When I hit the heavy exercises, okay, the pull-ups and the dips, I do 5 sets of 5. Low reps, as much weight as possible, and I increase the amount of rest I'm taking in between the sets. So when I do my first warm-up, I take a break. When I do my second warm-up with a little bit more weight, take a little longer break. When I do my next warm-up with a little bit more weight, I go ahead and take a little bit longer break. And then when I hit my work sets, I rest longer, okay? So for instance, let's say with the dips, I'll do a 45-pound plate, take a minute and a half. I'll do 90 pounds, take 3 minutes. Okay, I'll do 135, take 3.5 minutes. Take 4.5 minutes, okay? And then I'll do 4 plates, 4.5 minutes, 4 plates, okay? So the more weight that I use in each warm-up set, the longer that I rest before the next set, okay? So I'm really hitting as hard as I can with these 5 reps as the weight increases. What this does is this tears down, because I'm using so much weight and such low reps, it really tears down the muscle fibers so they actually physically grow back bigger. And that is something that is called myofibrillar hypertrophy. Okay, myofibrillar hypertrophy makes like dense, hard, strong muscles. It makes your muscles truly get broken down and grow back bigger. Okay, the other way to build muscle size, okay, is going to be sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which is what you hear when people talk about getting a pump set. So when I do my sarcoplasmic hypertrophy or my pump sets, that's what I do for my rows. That's what I do for my push-ups. That's why I do 4 sets of 10, the same weight, because remember, my body's already warmed up. I don't need to do warm-ups. 4 sets of 10, more reps, and I only rest 1.5 minutes in between. 1.5 minutes is about perfect. It allows you to lift heavy weights and recover, but it also keeps the pump going, because the idea is you pump your muscles full of sarcoplasm, okay, which is, basically just get pumped up with a fluid, and you don't want to lose your pump by waiting too long. But if you wait only a few seconds in between rests, you're obviously not going to regain enough strength to lift heavy weight consistently. So, I'm at 50 pound weight vest for 4 sets of 10 push-ups after I've done my dips. Not bad. I'm going to hopefully within a few weeks be back up to 60-pound weight vest, and then hopefully be back up to a 90-pound weight vest, okay? So I am using as much weight as possible, but the point is really to get a good pump. So like I said, the 1.5 minute rest in between allows me to recover my strength a little bit, but can keep my pump from set to set, okay? So this is, like I said, basically by doing my exercises like this, where I do 2 heavy exercises and then 2 lighter exercise, longer rest in between sets, and then shorter rest in between sets, I hit all the different routes to building muscular size. I break the fibers down, get the myofibrillar hypertrophy, get a lot of strength, and then after that, I do 4 sets, 10 reps, 1.5 minute rest in between sets of a slightly different variation of the exercise, horizontal pushing, horizontal pulling instead of vertical. And like I said, that's when I get the pump, that's when I get the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. This works out for me, this works out for my students. It's the absolute best way for you to get a really good workout in. Like I said, just in terms of both size and strength and appearance and health, you hit every single muscle group so that you have a really good aesthetic look, but you also hit every single muscle group so that you don't have any muscle imbalances. If you're interested in this, go ahead and check out rsamworkout.com or rsambrotherhood.com. The workout is obviously my workout program. It teaches you the exercises, how to put a routine together, and the RSAM Brotherhood is my group coaching program. You get access to the same workout, you get access to a nutrition program as well, plus you have access to me daily in a community. If you have questions, want me to check out your form, check out your diet, etc., etc., etc. And once a week we get on a Zoom call and you guys can ask me questions live. Okay, so RSAM Workout or rsambrotherhood.com, depending on if you want the program or the coaching, links down below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.